If you thought saving Nevermore was the end of Wednesday's story, think again. Because this time, the monster isn't the only thing watching. The film that holds the record for the highest global viewership opens with Wednesday waking up, tied to a chair in a room full of dolls. She tells us she's trapped in the lair of a serial killer who thinks he can break her. But what he doesn't know is that Wednesday will be his last victim. She explains how she ended up there. During her vacation, she studied psychic abilities using a grimoire by Goody. With it, she learned to better control her powers. During that time, she discovers a killer known as Headur, so named because he scalps his victims. He's done this to 11 girls. By touching a bowling ball Headur had handled, Wednesday uses her abilities to locate him and set a trap. She decides to go alone. At the airport, security stops her and asks her to remove any metal tools or coins. She shocks them by pulling out an absurd number of sharp instruments, like a butcher instead of a teenage girl. The officer monitoring the luggage scanner tells the others to check her bag. There's something strange inside. The bald officer finds Thing in the bag. Wednesday says it's a prosthetic hand she's taking to a taxidermy conference. They let her pass. Wednesday tracks down Headur. The moment she touches him, her visions begin. But something's wrong. Black tears run from her eyes and she collapses. When she wakes, Headur is approaching to do to her what he's done to his victims. With Thing's help, she distracts him with a doll and Thing takes him down. Later, the news reports the serial killer has been captured. Wednesday tells us the black tears were a minor incident, nothing more. But it's not that simple. So sit tight, hit like and subscribe, because things are about to explode. Wednesday arrives at Nevermore Academy with her mother, father, and younger brother Pugsley, who will also be attending this year. Their parents plan to stay at the start of the term. Apparently, Pugsley has developed his powers significantly and can control them much better than before. Meanwhile, we cut to a photographer tailing two people secretly snapping photos. A crow with one normal eye and one damaged eye appears. More gather by the dozen, covering the tree and car. Suddenly, they attack. He barely makes it into his car. He sends a voice message to an unknown contact saying the evidence is in the basement if he doesn't make it. The crows smash through, then kill him. Back at school, Wednesday's mother tells her to keep an eye on Pugsley. Wednesday warns him not to approach her without filing a formal request. Wednesday is surprised to find students obsessed with her. She's become super famous after saving the school. Bianca arrives, pulls the new students away, and welcomes Wednesday to the new year. Then the new principal of Nevermore, Barry Dot, introduces himself. He says he plans to restore the founder's bonfire ceremony and wants her as student of honor. She refuses and walks away. It's clear the new principal is hiding something big. In her room, Wednesday finds total chaos, packed with students, until Enid shoos them out. The last to leave is Bruno, Enid's new boyfriend. Enid gushes about her summer and gives Wednesday a t-shirt. In return, Wednesday gives her one of Headur's forest dolls, adding that the hair is real. Wednesday says she doesn't want to be disturbed. She's starting a new novel, having just finished the one she'd been writing for 2 years. Ajax knocks. Enid hides. Wednesday tells him Enid isn't there and shuts the door. Enid admits she's been ignoring Ajax. He's a good guy, but she doesn't feel the same spark she feels with Bruno. An arrow suddenly strikes near them with a photo of Wednesday and the principal attached. "Hello, Wednesday, I'm watching you." She tries to use her powers. Nothing comes and black tears fall. She refuses to tell Enid why. Meanwhile, Pugsley meets his roommates. He befriends Eugene, the beekeeping kid who controls insects, and says he owes Wednesday his life. Wednesday and her family meet the principal again. He says donors have pulled funding and the school needs money fast. He asks Morticia and Gomez to donate, then shows them where they'll be staying. Morticia tells Wednesday, "I'll be your guide. You can always come to me." Wednesday replies, "You're a dove. I'm a raven." Her mother says she has experience with ravens. Wednesday snaps back, "You never told me about Aunt Olia." We learn Morticia has a sister named Olia with powers like Wednesday's. In the woods, Wednesday sees police investigating the photographer's death. She follows someone, Galpin. He says the photographer was his partner and they were working a case. The photographer had discovered a secret big enough to affect all outcasts, but someone stopped him. He asks Wednesday for help. She refuses. He tells her to come back if she changes her mind. Later, Ajax tells new students a Nevermore legend. A smart boy with a weak heart designed a mechanical heart, saved himself, and became famous, until his own genius ended his life. He was buried in an unmarked grave. If you get close and listen, you can hear the ticking gears. Pugsley is captivated. Meanwhile, the principal orders Bianca to be the student liaison for fundraising. She refuses, but he threatens to expel her since she's on scholarship. She reluctantly agrees. Wednesday plays a short cello piece. Elsewhere, someone erases her eyes from a photo. After she finishes, a new teacher, Coco Bra, enters. She's the music teacher, and she's clear. Back in her room, Wednesday finds Xavier's drawing of a crow, one good eye, one damaged, perched on a tombstone. He says he doesn't know what it means, but he keeps seeing it in his dreams and thinks it's tied to her. Then, Wednesday realizes her novel, the one she spent 2 years writing, is gone. The person stalking her says it'll be burned with the statue during the ceremony unless she finds it. She sets out immediately. Meanwhile, Pugsley tells Eugene he plans to sneak away during the bonfire to dig up the genius boy's grave. Wednesday finds a note. If you don't want your novel to burn, get inside the bonfire. She takes the risk, enters the structure, and searches. Outside, students set the statue ablaze, using their powers to make it soar into the sky. It's magnificent. Inside, Wednesday finally finds the manuscript and gets out. The principal introduces her as student of honor and unveils a painting of her and her friends, commemorating their heroics. Wednesday is annoyed. She's smiling in the portrait, and she never smiles. She storms the stage, calls the students fools for celebrating, and burns the painting. Meanwhile, Pugsley reaches the grave. He accidentally uses his powers on it, and the boy rises like a zombie, which oddly makes Pugsley laugh. Wednesday suddenly falls into a trance. She stands before a tombstone with Enid's name. Enid appears. "What happened to me is because of you." Wednesday wakes, black tears streaming, and immediately asks about Enid. Her mother reassures her that Enid's fine and explains the black tears. It's psychic burnout from overuse. She warns Wednesday to give up Goody's book. It will destroy her. Wednesday refuses and leaves. She goes to Galpin's house. He's dead, exactly like the photographer, surrounded by crows. She tries to use her powers to see what happened. They fail. The police arrive and arrest her. During interrogation, Wednesday refuses to talk. Gomez, a lawyer, arrives and tells the detective they have no warrant. He takes Wednesday. The next day, Pugsley shows Eugene he's captured the genius boy with the mechanical heart. They hide him in a shed until they figure out what to do. When Wednesday returns, she's shocked. Enid had been teasing her. She's actually fine. Back in her room, Wednesday finds Sheriff Galpin's eyeball left for her, and disturbing photos taken from Enid's phone, sent anonymously. Enid says she has a driving test and leaves. Wednesday goes to see Tyler and asks about his father. To get into the facility holding Tyler Galpin, Wednesday impersonates Enid at the DMV to pass the test. Dr. Fairburn greets Wednesday and takes her to Tyler. Wednesday tells him about his father and Bradbury, the photographer, dying the same way. She asks if he had anything to do with it. He denies it. Then he sneers. "Say hi to Enid for me. Next time I see her, I'll finish her." Wednesday replies, "You're useless. I don't need to see you again," and leaves. Enid and Bruno are then attacked by a mysterious person, who also locks up Thing. When Wednesday returns, she gets a call from Enid's phone. She must search a certain way to find her friend before her time is up. Enid and Bruno are chained to a giant clock. Above them hang swords about to drop. Wednesday finds a mask engraved, "Time is running out," and deduces Enid is inside the clock. As Enid and Bruno's bond deepens, the swords begin to fall. Wednesday races to the gears, solves the puzzle, and saves them at the last second. A girl obsessed with Wednesday appears. She admits it was a prank. Her name is Agnes Deal. She did it to prove she's worthy of being Wednesday's friend. Wednesday had ignored her as a fangirl, but Agnes is actually a genius on par with her. Wednesday asks if Agnes killed Galpin and the photographer. Agnes denies it. They ride the elevator down. Agnes goes alone. Meanwhile, Bianca visits Wednesday's mother and uses her powers to push donation to the school as a top priority. Later, Wednesday tells Thing, "I have to get my powers back to save Enid. What I saw won't change unless I do." Then we cut to the driving test proctor, attacked and eaten by the genius zombie boy. The next day, Wednesday's mother tells Gomez she's preparing a school fundraiser. She confesses, "I don't know why, but yesterday I felt an urge to call my mother, so I invited her as guest of honor." Seeing Morticia stressed about inviting her mother, Gomez distracts her with music and a romantic dance. Morticia has a vision of Wednesday sneaking in to get Goody's book. She confronts Wednesday. "You think you can take the book without me noticing? Why do you want it?" Wednesday explains her vision at the cemetery. "Enid's life ends because of her. I want to find who's targeting her before they reach her. I need the book to enhance my sight." Morticia refuses. "So you want to risk your life like you did with the serial killer?" "Never. I won't give you that book and you're done investigating this killer." Wednesday doesn't accept it. Later, Agnes offers help. Wednesday shuts her down. "I'm going to Galpin's funeral. When I get back, don't be here." At the funeral, the sheriff and Tyler's therapist are present. The sheriff leaves. Wednesday asks the therapist, "Did Galpin visit Tyler at the psych hospital?" She says yes, once. Tyler became furious, transformed, and nearly tore his cell apart before they electroshocked him. Wednesday warns, "The killer can command crows." The therapist says, "None of our patients have that ability. The criminal is likely outside the hospital." A crow watches them. To learn more, Wednesday asks Agnes to help unlock Galpin's phone. Agnes has a friend transform into Galpin to pass facial recognition. "Am I officially on your team now?" Agnes asks. "You're useful. I'll call you when I need you," Wednesday replies. They listen to the photographer's final voice message. All the evidence is in the cabin. Using a photo as a clue, Wednesday finds its location. It's at the campsite where the school is headed tomorrow. Emotion, competitive, cool. At the campsite, Wednesday sees Pugsley arrive with a coffin. She asks about it but is interrupted. Her parents have come too, at the principal's request, to show professional leadership. Eugene notices fireworks by their tent. Pugsley says it's an alarm system in case the zombie escapes. Gomez hears noises and approaches the tent. The kids distract him so he won't find the zombie. The principal begins a heritage speech, but a scout troop barges in with their coach, furious. "We booked this camp. What are you outcasts doing here?" The principal shows his contract. The coach doesn't care. He orders his team to drive them out by 4. Wednesday steps in. "If you want the camp, earn it. Competition. Winner keeps the grounds." They agree. Each team must protect an egg. Whoever steals the other team's egg and reaches the tower top wins. The coach's team takes the lead, but Wednesday outsmarts them, grabs their egg, and heads for the tower. An opposing member is also about to reach the top. Wednesday fires a grappling hook, launches from a cliff, and lands on the tower. She places her team's egg and wins. The scouts are expelled from the camp. Later, Wednesday packs her bag to find the cabin and its evidence. Meanwhile, the coach tells his team to sneak back in and take the camp by force. Wednesday reaches the cabin and finds a hidden wall with a map of outcasts once housed in the psychiatric hospital, all dead 15 years ago. Above their names and photos is Augustus. Wednesday says Augustus is likely the one who broke them out, and that Louise is probably the one trying to end Enid. She decides to find Louise to save her friend. To learn more, Wednesday asks Agnes to help unlock Galpin's phone. Agnes has a friend transform into Galpin to pass facial recognition. "Am I officially on your team now?" Agnes asks. "You're useful. I'll call you when I need you," Wednesday replies. They listen to the photographer's final voice message. All the evidence is in the cabin. Using a photo as a clue, Wednesday finds its location. It's at the campsite where the school is headed tomorrow. Back at camp, the scouts sneak in. To solve the mystery, Wednesday needs Goody's book. She challenges her mother to a duel. If Wednesday wins, she gets the book. Morticia agrees. They sword fight. Meanwhile, the scouts raid the zombie's tent. The coach trips into it thanks to the fireworks and gets eaten. The zombie grabs an axe and stalks the camp. Every time it eats, its flesh regenerates. It slips into a bathroom behind Gomez and is about to kill him until Pugsley arrives and electroshocks the zombie, driving it out. The creature flees into the forest. Morticia defeats Wednesday in the duel. No book. Then the zombie lunges at Morticia. Wednesday stabs it in the head, saving her mother. An ambulance from the psych hospital takes the zombie back as an outcast patient. Wednesday spots the killer in the distance with his crow. He vanishes. She returns to her room and organizes the cabin's evidence to identify the killer and Louise. At the hospital, Dr. Fairburn tells her assistant, "We admitted a new patient today. Ensure maximum protection. It's Marilyn, the one responsible for turning Tyler into his monstrous form." The next day, Dr. Fairburn summons Marilyn. "What did you do to Tyler? I need to know to treat him." Marilyn says, "I'll tell you everything, on one condition. Let me stay here permanently as a patient, not a prisoner." Dr. Fairburn refuses. "Then I'll treat Tyler the standard, brutal way." Marilyn breaks. "Fine, I'll tell you, but let me see him." Dr. Fairburn agrees. Tyler sees her, transforms, and nearly kills her. She begs to be freed, promising to help him escape. He throws her into the middle of the room. Meanwhile, Wednesday examines the graves of the outcasts wiped out 15 years ago. Her grandmother appears and asks why she's digging. Wednesday explains, "These patients were in the psych hospital. They all died and were cremated here. It's connected to her vision where Enid dies because of her." The killer's crow watches from above, knowing Wednesday's moves. Grandmother helps. She smells the urns to check for human remains. Shockingly, they contain animal ashes. The crow swoops in, steals the evidence, and flies off. Wednesday can't catch it. She tells her grandmother, "Buy this cemetery and find out who authorized these fake burials." Grandmother agrees, delighted it will annoy her daughter. Wednesday returns to her room lost in thought. Agnes enters. "I'm at your service. Let's solve this together, hand in hand." Wednesday says the answer lies inside the psych hospital. She knows exactly who can gather intel from the inside. She meets Uncle Fester and asks him to infiltrate. Fester says he knows the hospital. Morticia once asked him to go in and find Aunt Olia. Wednesday is stunned. Her aunt has been there all this time and no one told her. She asks Fester to find everything on Louise, but not to let Dr. Fairburn know he's connected to Wednesday. Fester books a hotel room, pays with stolen cash, trashes the room, and makes a scene. The manager calls the police. They arrest him and take him to the hospital. Meanwhile, Wednesday asks Morticia why she sent Aunt Olia there. Morticia says, "Ask your grandmother, it was her decision." Wednesday presses. Morticia finally admits. One day, Olia screamed, black tears pouring from her eyes. She'd pushed her abilities too far. Grandmother sent her to the hospital. She believed Olia had gone mad. Grandmother arrives and hands Wednesday the cemetery paperwork. She whispers, "Augustus signed the death certificates." Wednesday leaves. Mother and grandmother argue. Grandmother says, "You called me for a donation. Fine. On one condition, give Wednesday the book." Morticia refuses. "My daughter isn't a bargaining chip." She grabs the book and throws it into the fire. At the hospital, Dr. Fairburn admits Fester and evaluates him. She learns he's been institutionalized many times and concludes he's truly unwell. Her assistant brings brain scans confirming severe abnormalities. They shock and torture him. He enjoys it. While inside, Fester asks around about Louise. He spots a cafeteria worker named Louis and flirts his way into the stockroom, only to learn it's Louis, not Louise. At school, Agnes brings Wednesday intel on Augustus. He's alive but mentally unwell. And in the psych hospital, Enid confronts Wednesday. "How long will you hang out with Agnes while ignoring me?" Before Wednesday can explain, the criminal attacks with crows. The principal arrives and fights them with fire. Wednesday spots a cloaked figure watching from a window and pursues. He vanishes. She finds Dr. Fairburn and suspects her. "Is this your cloak? What are you doing here?" The doctor says it isn't hers. She's here to ask the music teacher to teach piano to patients. Even when the music teacher arrives, Wednesday is suspicious. She's out of breath. Wednesday sends Thing in the doctor's car to tail her. Morticia appears. "Why did you send your uncle into the psych hospital? He never gets caught unless he's on a mission. What are you planning?" Wednesday says, "He's there to find the truth and learn who's threatening Enid." Morticia warns, "If you keep this up, you'll ruin everything, and we may not be able to save you." Thing reaches the hospital and tells Fester to find Augustus. He knows everything. Fester meets Augustus, who refuses to talk. He keeps a parrot that repeats a string of numbers. Back with Wednesday, she visits the man with one head and asks about Augustus. "Do you know who Louise is? Maybe his wife?" He says no. His wife had passed before he arrived, but he had a daughter he loved very much. Wednesday believes that's Louise. At the hospital, Lauren meets Fester and recognizes him. She realizes Wednesday is plotting something. Augustus points toward the maintenance room, repeating, "Louise." Fester understands Louise must be there. Lauren tells Dr. Fairburn she'll reveal a serious secret if she can assist with Tyler's therapy. She reveals the new patient is Fester Adams, Wednesday's uncle, meaning Wednesday sent him to spy. Dr. Fairburn has Fester captured just before he can open the maintenance room door. Thing sees this and rushes to warn Wednesday. She tells him, "Go back to Fester and keep eyes on him until I get in." Wednesday gathers Agnes and Enid and lays out a plan. The music teacher has a piano lesson at the hospital. Wednesday will hide in the car's trunk. Agnes will distract security. Enid will keep lookout and warn them if anything happens. They go. Agnes sets off firecrackers in the security room bathroom. Guards scramble, allowing Wednesday to slip from the trunk unseen. With the help of Lewis, who's fallen for Fester, Wednesday hides in a food side, stealing an emergency key from a guard. Meanwhile, the music teacher performs for patients. Wednesday reaches Fester and frees him from a cell where a zombie was being used as a threat. After they leave, the zombie breaks free and attacks guards with Lauren. She escapes and spots Wednesday. Sirens blare. Guards arm up. Wednesday and Fester reach the maintenance room, but the emergency key doesn't work. Fester punches in the parrot's numbers, the door code. They descend into the basement and are shocked. All the dead patients are alive, imprisoned, and experimented on. The mysterious figure arrives. It's Dr. Fairburn's assistant. She says, "I'm the real director. To avoid suspicion, I installed Dr. Fairburn as the face. My mission is to continue my father Augustus's work, extract powers from people like you and give them to normies. He gave me the ability to control crows." Fester electrocutes her, knocking her out, but the blast kills power across the hospital. Doors open. The patients escape, not just running, but hunting Lewis, who did the experiments. Wednesday refuses to abandon a patient she feels connected to. She takes the woman with her. Could this be Aunt Olia? Meanwhile, Lauren uses the chaos to grab a key and free Tyler. She tells him, "I never gave up on you." Tyler snarls, "You're the reason I'm here." She pleads she's on his side and says Wednesday is in the building. Tyler says he'll handle Wednesday. After he handles her, he transforms and kills Lauren in a rage. Dr. Fairburn runs to her office to hide, but the zombie is inside. It kills her, then eats Augustus as well. Wednesday tries to escape with the patient, but Tyler, fully transformed, charges. She tells the woman to run and stands her ground, fearless. Tyler hurls her from the second floor. The first part ends as police arrive and open fire on Tyler. He escapes. Wednesday lies on the floor, fighting to survive. Her mother's words echo, "By chasing the criminal, maybe she ruined everything instead of saving anyone." Is Enid really in danger because of Wednesday's choices? We'll find out in the next chapter if Wednesday survives the fall.